Hey guys, Synthetic here and welcome back for another round of the AOR season, this time for the Hungarian Grand Prix. And straight away you can see my biggest weakness over the race weekend, and that was basically the qualifying. I really don't have an explanation for that because my pace in general over one lap here was quite solid. In my first sessions I did 16.4s without training, so we're currently 5/10 down on that time, so yeah, it's not great, but as always, I chose a setup which would work very well in the races because tire wear is really an issue, because the fastest strategy is a one-stop starting on super softs and finish the race on softs, and at the end of both stints the tire wear gets quite heavy, and yeah, the oversteer can cause a lot of problems if you chose a setup with too much ballast. And in terms of setup, I think I used 411 wings with 9 ballast, which gives you a lot of stability, and yeah, it was quite important to me. And we're here now for the last corner. We're currently in P10, which is far from ideal, and we are coming over the line. I think it was just a 0.8, which is 4/10 slower compared to what I did in training, as I said. And luckily we started in P11, so we are having the ability to start on new super soft tires, and it's 5 red lights and lights out and away we go. Our start wasn't really perfect, but not horrible as well, so yeah, we tried to brake later into the first corner because we have a gap to the car in front. We have slight contact with, I think, Nadi it was, but I think it was fine. And we now have Clay on the right, who started on the softs, and yeah, he was able to go around the outside or the inside from me. And here you can see we have yellow flags and already a few destroyed wings, and that was one of the things I really wanted to avoid, having any kind of contact, because yeah, losing a front wing here is horrible. And we are going now side by side with I think it was Daniel, but there's no real point in driving side by side through this corner because yeah, there's not enough space. I tried to leave him the space, but it was basically impossible. I just understeered off the track. And so we are in P12 at the moment. We lost the position, but at least we have no damage, and I knew my race pace would be a lot faster compared to everyone in front, because I think everyone used quite aggressive setups, because I noticed that everyone was struggling at the end of the races, and yeah, here you're seeing it seems that we ran a little bit less downforce, which helped us on the straights, and it was also part of my plan because I knew I had to overtake a few people as we go around the outside of Nadi, which turns to the inside in the next left-hander. And we are now in P10 behind Clay, who is on the soft tires. I also was thinking about starting on the softs, but the problem with starting on harder amount of tires is that people around you start to attack you more aggressively because they know you will be faster at the end of the race, and so they want to get past as soon as possible. And here you see that we were able to get quite a solid run, and we dive up the inside of Clay, who didn't really defend the inside, which was very kind of him, and I think he knew that he would be stronger at the end of the race, and it would be probably smarter to not lose too much time here. And yeah, we were able to get P9. Next up ahead is Alex, and yeah, in lap 7 we were able to get very close to him, and we got quite a solid run out of the last corner, and I think he didn't really defend the inside, which was also very kind of him. And of course, if there will be races where I can help him, I will do that immediately, because he's such a great teammate to have, and here you can see I tried to weave him to say thank you, because he could also defend the inside and make my life so much more difficult. And here we are now, a few laps later, behind Clarky. Our pace was absolutely phenomenal. We were, I think, half a second or maybe more faster compared to everyone around us. We were able to close gaps within a few laps, so yeah, I knew my setup would work really well, and I tried to save my tires as much as possible when I was behind other cars, and my plan at this point was to stay out as long as possible because I wanted to have the freshest tires of all people, because yeah, I wanted to capitalize on other people's oversteer or problems at the end of the race, and I also hoped that guys who pitted earlier would fight for positions and slow each other down, which yeah would help me because I will have clean air for a few laps. And here we are now behind Davidos. We managed quite a solid run out of the last corner, and I think he didn't really defend the inside, which was also very nice from him, because I think he knew that yeah, fighting and going defensive would cost us both a lot of time. And next up ahead is Curly, who was also really quick. I trained quite a lot, and he is really quick if you keep in mind that he's on a controller. And here you see that we stayed out for a few laps, and later I found out that staying out in lap 16 was a huge mistake because the lap itself was quite slow. I think I lost over 1.5 seconds, and here you'll see that 1.5 seconds cost me 2 positions, which wasn't ideal because yeah, it's very difficult to get these positions back, especially on the track like this. I think overtaking here in general wasn't too difficult, but if the car in front has DRS and slipstream, it's basically impossible because everyone just pulls himself yeah, on the straights, and no one can really get closer. And here you see Davidos went to the left again, and I tried to put him off his line. There was a slight bit of contact, but I think it was fine. I just wanted to put him under a bit of pressure so he knows that he has cars behind him, and yeah, doesn't really try to attack Alex. And yeah, later we tried to stay as close as possible to him and get a solid run out of the last corner, which is very important. And we are getting closer and closer, and here we're looking for the inside and brake really late, but again we will leave him the space as always, try to not hit him or push him off the track, and again we try to brake very late into the left-hander and take it around the outside, and it seems that due to our better tires we were able to make the move stick, which was a lot of fun. It was a very clean and fair battle. And now we are behind Alex. I think he again helped us quite a bit in this race, which is very nice from him. And again, I will pay that back if the opportunity presents itself. And yeah, again we got quite a solid run out of the last corner, and I think Alex just put it down to lean. And we are now up to P8. Something that's also worth mentioning is that we don't get or didn't get any warning up to this point, which is also very important around here because penalties can make a big difference on this track. So yeah, we are now in P9. Next up ahead is I think Chicken. So yeah, let's see what we can do. As you can see, we caught up massively in the last few laps, and our pace was just on another level at this point of the race. The setup was just working absolutely brilliant, and here you can see something that opened my eyes, if that's the right expression, because I noticed that Chicken was defending quite aggressively against me, which is fair enough. He has every right to do that, but it made our life very tricky, and you will see what this causes in just a second. and again he already defends the inside half because he knows that I might try a move on his inside, and yeah, we just try to put him off his line and set him under a lot of pressure. If he wants to defend, then we will give him the maximum pressure we can possibly deliver, and again we stay very long in his slipstream. We try to hang it around the outside, but it's very difficult to overtake there because the inside is the place you want to be most of the time, and you also can see that he took quite a strange line in the next left-hander, which I really didn't understand because it's far from the ideal line. And here again you can see we were, I think, probably a second quicker, and it was very frustrating, but these are the points in the race where you really need to stay calm, pick your lines and stay calm and do the right move at the right point. And again we just try to put him off his line. I knew this dive wouldn't work at all, but we just have to put him under more and more pressure, and sooner or later he will do a mistake. I think no one is really a machine and can withstand every pressure, and you can see we are already, I think, 5 or 6 laps behind him as we get our first warning, which might cause problems in the later stages of the race. And yeah, it costs us so much time behind these guys, and again we are getting closer, but there's no real point, and again we try to hang it around the outside, but he defends it quite well, and yeah, it's also always very a lot of fun to fight against him because he's very fair, and yeah, it was quite a fun battle, although it cost me a lot of time because my pace was just yeah, not in P7, let's say. It's late that way. I rarely say that I'm really quick, but at this point I was just quicker. And again we tried to get a better line out of the last corner, and it seems that he did a mistake in the last corner and he defends the inside, and we just try to push him as far to the right as possible. And this time we were able to brake really late and were able to hang it around the outside, and fortunately we were able to make the move stick. I think after 5 or 7 laps, I don't know the exact amount of laps, but it cost us so much time, and we are now in P6 behind Clarkey, and yeah, we were gaining quite a lot on him, and he also doesn't really defend the inside, which is also very nice from him. He's also very quick and a very nice driver to drive against. He's very fair, and yeah, also a guy I really respect. And at this point we were just gaining, I think more than 5/10 a lap on everyone, so in lap 32 we were able to get P4, which was quite solid if you keep in mind that we started in P11. And yeah, next up ahead is Curly and I think Deagle, and they are both on older tires, so we might be able to get closer to them. But here now you can see the point of the race that was very painful. You can see that we got a second warning, and a lap later we got exactly the same warning again, just because we were just slightly with all 4 tires off the track. But yeah, hard but fair. Just unfortunate that it cost us a podium, but I think driving or starting on P11 and finishing on P4 is quite a solid result. In general, I'm very happy about this race because it was clean, no real contacts, and yeah, solid overtakes, and the pace was quite good. And so I'm not too sad about the result, because P4 is still a great position to be in, and I think at the front Ollie was able to control the race. He was very quick, especially over one lap. He was able to put it together completely, and he absolutely deserved this win, so congratulations. And I can't explain what the problem is. Qualifying in general just feels very strange to me, but it's just in the actual lobbies. When we're training in normal multiplayer lobbies, everything is just normal and I'm able to set fast laps, but just when we are with more people in the AOR race, it just seems to be or feel very strange, and I do slight mistakes, but yeah. At the end, P4, not too bad. Considering we started way down, and yeah, that was basically the race. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope to see you in the next race as well. Goodbye.